Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today we got some massive DLC sized quests, with some being bigger than others. These quests will either completely change the way that you play and finish the main story of Fallout 4, or keep you from even thinking about the main story for hours of gameplay. So before we get into it, make sure you hit the like button down below, and maybe subscribe to the channel. And also one just quick disclaimer, I'm going to try my best to explain these without any spoilers for people that may not have played them yet. So with that being said and out the way, let's dive right in. The first mod up is actually one I've already reviewed, but most of these are ones that I haven't, but this mod is called Attack of the Lobotomites. In this quest you dive into an abandoned hospital that was taken over by patients, if we can even call them that. To be honest, they were more of experiments than anything else. And it pretty much starts up immediately, there is no wait. And word of advice from Cheesy, there are a lot of different enemy types that require different strategy to deal with, because some of them are in groups while others are on their own. And it definitely makes sense why they are on their own, so you might want to come a little prepared. With a lot of ammo I mean, so you don't have to leave this place because you will be here for a few hours. One thing I do want to mention also on top of the other thing is that this place is huge, so there are a few areas with a few draw calls that are pretty high. It might make you drop an FPS, but mostly it should be fine because it works out the box with PRP, and PRP actually helped my FPS here. This quest once you start it is a bit of grab this and go here, but the objectives are pretty clear on everything. There really shouldn't be a single time where you're left confused and unsure what to do, even if you don't like reading, which this mod does require a lot of. If you don't like it, you can pretty much just follow the objectives without reading anything and you'll still pretty much get this done. This mod implements its own armors and weapons, all distributed to NPCs that you can loot and even wear yourself. And even has custom body parts that cause them to explode once you loot them. But not every NPC will attack you on sight, some of them just want to be left alone, and will only attack you if you get near them. And then there's the bosses that almost one-shot me or two-shot me even though I have 2,000 health. This place is very dangerous and the NPCs act just like they should. Crazy experiments. They don't have any real strategy when fighting you at least. And no, I don't have any AI edits, this is just how they are. And I'm sticking to my theme of trying my best not to spoil any of these mods, but this one is an absolute must try if you love horror and a good story to go with it. The next mod takes us just north of Dunwich for a quest called In the Flesh. And I have to say, I knew what I was walking into with this quest and it still had me absolutely terrified the entire time. I don't know what it is, but moving mannequins always creep me out. And there is a lot of that in here. And just like the previous mod, as soon as you walk into this place, the quest starts immediately. This is a puzzle quest that forces you to go in directions that you never wanted to find keys to unlock doors that any smart person would avoid even if you had the key. But if we were smart, we would have never been in this location to begin with. This is the type of quest where a flashlight is definitely not needed, and if you can handle it, the scares, I actually advise for you to try playing without the flashlight. Or a very weak version of the flashlight so it doesn't help too much, so you can get the most out of the horror of this mod. I, myself, was definitely too scared to go without the flashlight, plus I needed it to showcase this, but if you want the full experience, I definitely recommend to play without it. This mod also features many new custom creatures that are absolutely terrifying, and maybe too grotesque for most people, on top of the moving mannequins, which actually, believe it or not, might be the most harmless, surprisingly. Or maybe they aren't, but you'll have to figure that out later. Some of these creatures are based on ghouls and will use ghoul animations, so whatever mod you have will also affect these, like zombie walkers per se. But I find it better to have these monsters running and lunging at you, so you have to stay alert. With zombie walkers they will start to walk and that'll be a little boring. This mod, without any spoilers, follows a new creature that is lab grown by scientists that just so happen to crawl into whoever or whatever humanoid body it can, and it will affect it and completely take over. And the lab was shut down to prevent it from breaking free. Most of the infected happen to be synth though, so I guess that's kind of a good thing, but some human. Namely those crawling heads that you see. And if I'm being honest, I would absolutely cry if I saw a Deathclaw infected the same way that these synths are infected. The next quest, probably the biggest quest so far out of this entire list, this mod is called America Rising 2, Legacy of the Enclave. It starts as soon as you start up your game and walk around a bit, then you pretty much just have to fight your way through a cave. And there will be a lot of raiders, so come prepared because this quest is available as soon as you leave Vault 111, but don't do it yet, or you will die a lot. This mod basically rewrites the entire main story if you decide to do it. When you enter the vault, you can choose to save the members of the vault that are still in cryo, or kill them. This is just like a go back in time and stop baby Hitler kind of thing, because you know exactly what the Enclave is going to do as soon as you free them. This mod introduces an entirely new sub-map that you can get to as soon as you pretty much start this quest, and you will be doing a lot of fighting within the first hour, as the Enclave try and reclaim their territory that they lost as they got froze. But I will admit the locations are absolutely beautiful, and have a lot of areas to explore, where you're not getting shot at of course, otherwise you're going to die. This mod does start off with a bang, making you fight hordes just on the first quest, so I knew that this mod was going to be good. And the quests after that definitely did not disappoint, having even bigger hordes of enemies and actual interesting quests. I mean, it might have mixed a lot of go there and do this and come back immediately, but I mean, what did you expect? You're joining an army type faction. I believe I did about 2 through 3 hours of this and only did about 4 of his main story quests, and based on the description there is over 20. So I haven't even gotten to fully rebuilding them yet, but what I've already played had me hooked for hours the entire time. And what's amazing about this is its compatibility with almost everything, because most of the main quests are tied to its own separate worlds, or they just add NPCs to a vanilla location to simplify it even further. America Rising 2 is definitely a guns out and shoot on sight type of DLC size mod, and I'm definitely going to be finishing it later. Never thought I'd enjoy actually siding with the Enclave. Next up we had a mod Juicehead has probably showcased 10 times by now, but this mod is called Fourville, introducing a new vault into Fallout 4 that is surprisingly pretty welcoming, unlike the other mods of this list. Not sure what it is with vaults and them mating us automatically, but this mod essentially centers around a nice cult and a huge election to determine the outcome of everyone living here. Life or death apparently. That was probably too simple of an explanation, so to fully explain it, there's 2 people running for mayor that will determine if Vault 4 will be open. One wants to keep things as they are and let the cult keep worshipping the vault like gods, while the other is tired of things being the way that they are and want nothing more than to force Vault 4 open. And what's great about this is you actually have a choice on who you side with. And everything seems pretty good from there. There's nothing really going on, but behind the scenes there is someone pulling the strings for Fourville, spreading rumors and paying people off to make things worse than they actually are, and work their way. And pretty much you're the only one who's even aware of this mysterious man, or even capable of doing anything to stop it. Aside from the main story though, there is a lot of side story stuff to do that is involved with this mod, and I do mean a lot. And the main story basically forces you to do all that side stuff, like helping Fourville members out. Like there's taking bounty quests which you can actually repeat for money. You can also go and get scammed. I'm not sure exactly I got scammed, but I'm pretty sure I did. And there's a guy that sends you on a quest to deliver weapons. I don't know how I feel about that, but the best quest had to be helping a lady get revenge on her sister because she lost money. I'm pretty sure you know exactly what quest I'm talking about because it was pretty popular for a while. There is a lot that comes with this mod, but it's also very simple. Small location that sends you to other small locations with the big quest. But the main part is that all the locations are already in vanilla Fallout 4, besides the vault itself. So it should be compatible with almost everything, but you also want to make sure you grab the patches to fix this mod up.
Who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you?
I'm the one asking questions here, all right? Who the fuck are you?
The next mod up, and probably the most anticipated, most likely, the Fens Sheriff's Department Bleachers 2. A continuation of the previous mod, which you can use with this mod, or without the previous mod because they work together, but if you don't currently have it installed, this mod lets you skip the previous version and just jump straight into the sequel. Bleachers 2 without spoilers starts off pretty sad, but pretty damn cinematic if I do say so myself. Every character involved in this mod has their own personality and hobbies. Neither one is a copy of the other, and they will move around in Diamond City, letting you visit them in different locations. Because this mod this time isn't just about you, but instead mainly focused on the people that you meet. And you'll pretty much just become their errand boy, helping them through their troubles. This mod mixes in a lot of side quests with the main quest, so you won't just be going on a linear line to complete this story. But the best part about the side quest is that it's not randomly generated, so you don't just go to one location and kill something and then run back, but instead every single NPC introduced in this DLC, as I said before, has their own unique personality, and they are voiced perfectly. This mod makes sure that you meet each and every one of them, which kinda makes sense considering they took the time to make each and every one of them. But I'm gonna be honest, the room in the mailbox given to you as part of doing Bleachers 1 is pretty nice. And also another thing I have to be honest about, I have no idea so far what's considered main story and what's considered the side. There is definitely a lot that was put into this to blend the main and side story together, so you can't really tell, but I'm still having fun with it. I do also wonder how much went into actually making this mod with all the custom voice actors, or maybe I've been tricked by AI again. But you guys will definitely enjoy this whether you played the first one or not, because you won't be confused just picking this one up and playing, so I highly recommend trying it. But that was pretty much it for today, guys. Let me know out of these massive quests, which one is your favorite if you happen to have played them already. But on your way down there, make sure you hit that like button and maybe subscribe to the channel. But as of right now, peace and love, guys.